Unsolved poisonings in history. There have been many instances of poisonings throughout history that remain unsolved to this day. Here are 10 examples. The death of King Tutankhamun. The exact cause of the Egyptian pharaoh's death at a young age remains a mystery, but many theories suggest he may have been poisoned. The death of Tsar Nicholas II and his family. The circumstances surrounding the deaths of the Russian royal family in 1918 remain unclear, but rumors of poisoning have circulated for decades. The death of Princess Diana. Conspiracy theories suggest that Princess Diana may have been poisoned, although official investigations into her death have ruled it a tragic accident. The death of Alexander Litvinenko. The former KGB agent and Russian dissident died from polonium poisoning in 2006, but the identity of the person responsible remains unknown. The death of Georgy Markov. The Bulgarian dissident and journalist died after being stabbed with an umbrella that was found to have been poisoned with ricin. The person responsible has never been identified. The death of Melanie Basil. The British socialite died from poisoning in 2000, but the identity of the person responsible and the motive behind the crime remain a mystery. The death of Thomas d'Aquino. The Canadian lawyer and businessman died from poisoning in 1990, but the identity of the person responsible and the motive behind the crime have never been determined. The death of Kristen Modafferi. The American student disappeared in 1997 and was later found dead, but the cause of her death remains unknown and the case remains unsolved. The death of Dmitry Koledov. The Russian journalist died after opening a briefcase that was booby-trapped with a bomb, but the identity of the person responsible remains unknown. The death of Frank Olson. The American scientist died in 1953 under mysterious circumstances, and it was later revealed that he had been given LSD without his knowledge as part of a government experiment. The exact cause of his death, however, remains a mystery. The affair of the poisons was a scandal in France in the late 17th century, in which a number of prominent members of French society were accused of using poison to kill their enemies or advance their own interests. The affair is said to have been instigated by King Louis XIV's chief minister, Jean-Baptiste Colbert, as a way of discrediting political opponents and consolidating the king's power. During the investigation, many people were arrested and interrogated, and a number of high-profile trials took place, with some of the accused being sentenced to death. The affair also led to the creation of the Paris Chambre Ardente, a special criminal court set up to investigate cases of poisoning and witchcraft. Although some of the accused may have been guilty of using poison, the affair was also characterized by rumors and false accusations, and many of the people arrested and tried were likely innocent. Nevertheless, the affair had a lasting impact on French society and helped to reinforce the power of the state and the monarchy. The affair of the poisons remains a fascinating chapter in French history and is often seen as a symbol of the paranoia and fear that characterized the late 17th century in France. The Tylenol murders refer to a series of deaths that occurred in the Chicago metropolitan area in 1982, after 7 people died from ingesting acetaminophen capsules that had been laced with potassium cyanide. The Tylenol brand, owned by Johnson & Johnson, was widely trusted and used by millions of people at the time, making the events particularly shocking. The investigation into the deaths was extensive and ultimately led to the arrest of James Lewis, who was convicted of extortion for sending a letter to Johnson & Johnson demanding $1 million in exchange for information on the source of the poison. Lewis was never charged in connection with the actual poisonings, and the case remains unsolved to this day. The Tylenol murders had a significant impact on the packaging and marketing of over-the-counter medications, leading to the widespread adoption of tamper-evident packaging for such products. The events also raised public awareness about the potential dangers of product tampering and the importance of safety in the manufacturing and distribution of consumer goods.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and support other social media. Thank you.